Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Define Disaster. This is Battlefield 4, and today, as per user request, we're going to be taking a closer look at the Groza-1 carbine. Now, before we get started, a quick shout out to Bombatron for suggesting this topic today. I know it's been a while since you actually made the suggestion, but I've had so many video suggestions, as you guys know, that I've just not gotten around to actually doing all of those videos that you've requested. But I hope I answer your questions concerning the Groza-1 with this quick real review. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. To start off with, let's get into the stats of the Groza-1. With a very high damage model, with a maximum damage of 30 and a minimum damage of 16.7, this gun is capable of 4-shotting your opponents all the way out till 24 meters, after which, of course, it slips into a 5-shot kill and eventually a 6-shot kill from 42 meters and outwards, coming with a relatively high fire rate at 725 rounds per minute, especially considering the very high damage model. You have a weapon here that is only really out-damaged in close quarters by guns the likes of the FAMAS. This gun actually has a lower time to kill than the AEK, meaning you're going to kill your opponent quicker on very short distances than even if you would use something like the AEK. Moving on then to a magazine, unusual once more for high damage model. We have a standard magazine size here at 30+1 or 31 bullets in total. Nothing unspectacular on the reload sides with a 2.5 second short reload. This is not exactly ideal for close quarter, but I've seen worse, and it shouldn't be too much of a hindrance to your performance unless you time your reloads poorly. On the other hand, the long reload is already a little bit more critical at 3.35 seconds. You're going to want to try to avoid this at all costs, because that definitely can get you killed in close quarter. Let's move on then to recon. This is as bad as you would expect it from a gun with this kind of damage output. With a vertical recoil of 0.57 degrees, it is amongst the highest in the game, and a recoil to left and right, both of 0.4 degrees, while obviously nicely balanced on both sides. This gun shakes like crazy, and because of course you can't actually put any attachments on the muzzle of this gun, meaning you're stuck to using the compensator, you're going to have a really tough time actually reeling in that recoil. The first shot multiplier is also quite severe, considering the already extreme vertical recoil at 2.1. This means you're actually going to have a gun that has got close to 1.2 degrees of recoil on the first shot. So tap firing is probably not going to be a very good option when using the Groza-1. Moving on then to the accuracy of the gun, we have here a 0.35 ADS value. Obviously this is a close quarter weapon and it's a carbine. This is nothing unusual, and it shouldn't be really a hindrance to the weapon's performance. It's got nice hip fire accuracy while moving, that is at 2.25, which is definitely beneficial because this gun is meant, of course, for close quarter, but it is no hip fire machine when comparing to something like a PDW. With the stats being covered, let's talk a little bit about attachments. Now, your options with the Groza-1, as already hinted at, are extremely limited, sadly. You can obviously choose the optic of your choice. Most people will probably gravitate towards either the Coyote or the Cobra red dot sight. You then have the option of choosing your accessory of choice. A laser sight may be useful since this is a close quarter weapon, of course. You also have the option of a target detector if you don't want to put something like a laser sight on there because you're scared that it may give away your position. But when it comes to barrel and underbarrel attachments, you have no choice. There is technically already a compensator and a vertical grip on this gun, but as far as I'm concerned, they're basically just for show. They don't actually affect the performance of your gun. The stats I have named you basically already entail the benefits derived from those attachments. So you don't really have much opportunity to try and calm this gun a little bit down. And this is where we can get into what this gun is good for. Close quarter, extreme close quarter, and nothing but that. The AEK is more versatile than this gun. For a matter of fact, the FAMAS is a more versatile gun than the Groza-1, because even the FAMAS has less recoil and when being tap fired is more accurate than the Groza-1. On the other hand, the Groza-1 has 31 shots, 30+1 in the magazine, so it's an absolute close quarter beast. Definitely recommended for something that is extreme close quarter. However, I find even on TDM maps or extremely close quarter rush, locker, metro, whatever you pick, it's not close quarter enough for the Groza-1 to actually have the advantage. Yes, you will occasionally get into a position where you get behind enemy lines, very close quarter, and you can just rip through your enemy. But frankly, I would take the FAMAS or the Ace or the M416 over this gun any situation you can possibly come up with, because this gun is just so unreliable when it comes to anything but 15 meters right in front of it. It's very hard to control with this extreme amount of recoil, and you can be the best vertical recoil controller in the world. There is nothing you can do about the 0.4 degrees to the left and to the right, given that those are of course equal. You can't really compensate for that recoil. So to answer the question, is the Groza-1 a good gun? Yes, for close quarter situations, it's a beast, and you can have quite a lot of fun playing it on some TDM maps, maybe even some chain link maps. As you can see in the background, a lot of the footage here came from chain link on Operation Outbreak, and if you can close your gap on your enemy, which I was able to do on multiple situations on that map, you can get some pretty nice kill streaks going. However, you always have to be aware that you have a seriously limited gun that at range will, if you're lucky, hit a single bullet and not much more. So my verdict on the Groza-1 is very much a very situational gun, not recommended for most game modes, most situations. However, can be fun to use from time to time. Now, I hope I've answered everybody's questions regarding the Groza-1. If you have any more, feel free to leave those down below in the comments. If you disagree with my verdict on the Groza-1 as a very limited close quarter weapon, feel free to put those down below in the comments as well. I don't know, a lot of my viewers are console viewers. I can imagine that that case would be even worse on consoles, but let me know down below in the comments. Also, if you have, of course, any more video suggestions. But with that being said, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next Battlefield 4 video.